All right, guys, this might be a hot one, a bit contentious. I'm not sure. We're going to see. We're going to see. So, foreigners who decide to move to Costa Rica and live in Costa Rica, are they messing it up for the locals? Is it time for Gringo? Go home. This is not your country. Is it time? We're going to talk about all that whole gentrification and rich people buying up stuff and all that in a minute. Hey guys, I'm Michael Lown for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. TravelCostaRicaNow.com is a travel agency, so go to TravelCostaRicaNow.com, fill out the 4-minute form, and you'll be that much closer to the vacation of a lifetime. We're like you, having best friends who live in Costa Rica, who know Costa Rica, totally hooking up your Costa Rica vacation. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd appreciate it. It's a big help. And if you want to see videos as we put them up and you want to help me personally fight against that nasty YouTube algorithm, hit the notification bell. Real quick, yours truly will be speaking at relocation retreats in the future. Seminars are like a 6-day, 7-day seminar where we will be discussing the good, the bad, the ugly about living in Costa Rica. You will be, nobody's trying to sell you anything. Nobody's trying to, but at the end, you will know if Costa Rica is right for you or not. You do not want to come down here and find out Costa Rica is not right for you a year and a half from now. I want to save you frustration and money. I'll talk you out of living here. You know, it's kind of funny, real quick. The organizers asked, I don't know why the organizers asked me to do this, but I'm assuming it has to do with the YouTube videos and popularity or whatever. But I don't play on a team, man. You know, I don't. I'm not in anybody's particular sandbox, and I'm not going to sell out. I've made it this far by trying to be honest as I see it, share perspective and experience. If I don't like something, I'm going to say it out loud. So I don't know, they might want to be careful what they wish for having me there. But anyway, I would love to meet you guys. I love sitting around the pool. You can ask me anything you want. I know hacks of the hacks. I can help you out. I would love to see you there. All right, so people don't talk, this subject, you don't hear about this too much because this is a big cup video, by the way. This is a big cup coffee video. So go get your coffee. So people don't talk about this because it's complicated and it's nuanced. There's a lot of details, all that. And I'm sure I'm going to miss some things. I guarantee I'm going to miss some things. So I would love, please comment on this video. Agree, disagree. Mike, you missed this. I want to add this. I don't agree with you here. I agree with you there. Please, I don't get offended. Please leave comments because it helps me as well as everybody else. All right, so first I want to start off with gentrification. Gentrifying the neighborhood. What is it? Now, personally, sorry, don't want to offend anybody, but when I think of gentrifying, I don't know why I think this. I think of two guys with buns, a beard, wearing 3 shirts, walking around going, I see our new wave coffee house right here. Sorry. So there's good aspects of gentrification and there's negative aspects of gentrification. The positive aspects is now normally they are going into dilapidated and run down neighborhoods already. So there's that. But they bring wealth, they bring higher income, they bring higher tax revenue, they bring more money to the community, they bring future business investment, they create more jobs. All that is way true and overall good. Well, it's not good if you've lived there. Now you're going to be displaced because it affects usually minorities and poor minorities. Poor people in general. It doesn't matter if you're a minority. It affects them. They're displaced. And even the people that might be able to hang on, they're going to have a higher cost of living. But the big thing, it causes friction between culture and the whole community, and it can, be a lot of issues. But I only brought that up because I don't think it really applies to Costa Rica, the gentrification thing. Now, I could be wrong on that. I'm not really sure. Like, there's a nice barrio in San Jose called Barrio Mon. It used to be, back in the day, it used to be coffee barons, big mansions and stuff. Well, they ended up converting some of those big houses into cool restaurants. hotels, and it's a really cool area. I like walking around there, Barrio Limon. But maybe that was gentrified back in the day. They just didn't call it that. I'm not sure. But I don't really know of any actual gentrification per se that went on. We're going to get to something similar, so hold on. Now, the other thing that needs to be discussed, if you don't know, is the indigenous folks. There's 8 or 9 tribes that live here. There's like the Bribri Indians or indigenous folks that live down in the Limon area. There's like the Baruca up in Talamaca area. Now, the indigenous people are very self-sufficient, man. They're living off the grid. They're doing their own thing, and they don't need anybody telling them or showing them what to do. They've been here a long time. But it is true, and this has been an ongoing problem, non-indigenous people have gone to their territory and forced them out, sometimes by force. So that's an issue. I believe it's a different issue. They obviously need to be protected. I think we could all agree on that. They were here. They should get their thing, let them live their life, and they do contribute with their arts and their culture. They do that a lot to show, to make some money off some tourism and stuff, but their territory and their way of life do need to be protected. So I'm not really talking about that. Now, the thing you need to know, the first thing you need to know is Costa Rica has made it very easy for foreigners to come and live here. Why is that? They don't require you to be a Costa Rican resident to buy land. You don't have to be a resident to run a business. You don't have to be a resident to build or buy a home. None of those things. You don't have to be a resident. You could be a perpetual tourist. You know that one, the 90-day back and forth thing? You can do that, and you can still buy a house. You can do a business, all that. Now, so they've made it easy. So don't kill the Gringo. You let us. The locals let us in here, or the government did. We'll get to that in a minute. But what you may not know. Now, why would you? Almost half the countries in the world have a lot of requirements for foreigners. Some don't let them own anything. Some of them you can buy a condo, but you can't buy land. Some of them, well, you can buy something, but a local has to own 51% of it. That seems like that opens up some problems. My point is, a lot of countries make it difficult for someone to live there and actually own stuff. My point, Costa Rica makes it very easy, all right? There's a couple reasons for that, I think. Obviously, they're looking for investment. Now, it is true that they have money issues. Maybe they've always had money issues, but they've been doing this a long time. I think a lot of it's tied to the tourism industry as well. But for some reason, Costa Rica's always been an inviting country. The people are very nice here. I don't know, they don't. Panama's a little different to me. My opinion of Panama is the people don't really like you. They look at you almost with contempt. In Costa Rica, they don't do that. They're very nice. Even no matter what they think about you, they're not telling you, and they're nice to you. So I like that. But what I am talking about, I may not be talking about gentrification and all that, but I am talking about rich people. Rich people. It doesn't matter if it's a rich Gringo, an American, a German. There's a lot of Germans here. There's a lot of Canadians here. There's a lot of foreigners here. And if they got money, they tend to buy in some of the big property areas, which obviously increase, land values. And there's 750 miles of coastline here. And there's a lot of tourism towns along that coastline, and that's it's prime real estate, and rich people like to be where what they perceive as the most beauty, the nicest beach up on the mountain. So they flock to these places, and they obviously make land values very high, and it just similar to gentrification. Obviously it does push the people that kind of live around that area out. Now you got to remember, it started somewhere. Tico's, the locals owned that land at some point, and they ended up selling it, or whatever. So rich people do, what they want. So I would also say a couple things. Okay, the culture is very nice here, and I do think you have to, you're coming down here and you have to respect their culture. I would make the case that most gringos do come down here to live a more pura vida lifestyle, a simple life. They come here, they might know a few people, but they stay in their little cliques. The people that buy like the farmland and they're starting a little business, they circle themselves with, trustworthy locals and their families, and they become one big family. That happens a lot down here. People that are running, let's say, a teak farm, they have their workers and they become kind of one group. They're doing their thing. Nobody's really coming down here, I believe, and trying to start, a gringo way of doing things. And I'll tell you why, because those people don't make it here. The ones that are trying to, hey, my country's the best, you should listen to me, my way or the highway, what are you guys doing? You're doing it wrong. They don't last, man. They don't last. The culture is not going to change here. They love their country. They love their way of life. Whatever you read, and they're like, oh, we want to be like, North America. No, they don't. No, they don't. They love their culture. They love their way of life. And you're not going to change it. And if you think you are, you're not going to last long. So the people that are here, I believe, want to be here. I think you need to contribute. You should be contributing. Not only do you, show your respect to their way of life, I think contributing to it is also, very important. So the people that do buy the beachfront condos and that property and stuff, the good thing is they are bringing in the jobs. They're doing a lot of good, the good part of what you want to say gentrification, but it would be like that anyway. What touristy spot isn't where a bunch of rich people from all around the world flock to? Bahamas, this here, over there, Virgin Islands, whatever it is. Rich people go where they think they want to be, and that's going to happen regardless. So I don't think that the gringo, the foreigner, is really messing things up. I think they are, for the most part, coming down here to live a Costa Rican culture lifestyle, not a foreigner culture. And if they are, they usually keep to themselves anyway. If they're just doing their own thing, they usually just do their own thing. So what do you think? I don't know if I'm sure I've missed a bunch of things, and maybe would they be better off with no foreigners here? I don't think so. Now, could they do things maybe to help the situation? Maybe I don't know, maybe they make some rules. Maybe they tax something to give a little bit more back to a community, or help the indigenous people, or help to build a school. I don't know. But I don't think they can really change course now, especially with, the powers that be, this globalization where they all want to live, want us to live in one house, it seems. So I just think the way things are going, Costa Rica could never really kind of go back to making a bunch of rules of not letting foreigners in. Although they could make rules to either make it maybe a little bit more difficult to do residency or to purchase things. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think we add things. And I think the locals here, maybe sometimes they get frustrated with us, but for the most part, I think we do help. We do bring a little money to the game. And I think we do help communities. We do. I know a lot of people volunteer, give a lot of themselves to help, Costa Rica, where they live now and call home. So I could be missing something. Please comment. I'm Michael Allen, travelcostaricanow.com. Man, I didn't really drink my coffee too much, but this was still a big cup video. All right, guys, things are going to pop up thinking about living or traveling anywhere, and especially in Costa Rica. Check out that video or that video. Peace.